colossal blood-red cloud erupts in the silence of space, unfurling across thousands of miles. At its core, the enigmatic traveler known as 3I Atlas, an interstellar visitor already wrapped in mystery, now transformed into something far stranger. For the first time in recorded history, astronomers have witnessed not a soft comet glow trailing behind, but a blazing, ghostly light blooming ahead of the object, facing the sun. Telescopes locked onto it, expecting the classic signature of a comet's icy tail. What they found instead was a vision straight out of a cosmic nightmare, a scarlet apparition venting gas in torrents, yet stripped of the normal patterns that defined comets. This wasn't just another puzzle piece slipping into place. This was the entire puzzle flipped upside down, scattering everything we thought we knew. Scientists are calling it the Red Anomaly. The newest images of 3I Atlas reveal not a gentle visitor, but a monstrous spectacle. A blood-red coma, thick with dust and gas, cloaking a nucleus that seems all but swallowed. Gone is the comforting shimmer of white light. What we see is an unearthly crimson, deeper and more unsettling than anything astronomers have captured at this scale. And the size? Utterly staggering. This vast shroud stretches nearly 90,000 kilometers across. To grasp the scale of this, imagine more than 10 Earths swallowed whole inside that ghostly crimson halo. But here's the real reason scientists are losing sleep. It isn't just the color, it's the secret hiding in the cloud's very chemistry. Using spectrographic analysis, a tool that reveals a substance's unique light fingerprint, astronomers uncovered something that sent shockwaves through the community. Instead of the usual comet recipe, frozen water, dust, and a cocktail of ices, this thing is almost pure carbon dioxide, a suffocating cloud of CO2 streaming into the void at an outrageous pace, 70 kilograms every second, nearly 150 pounds of gas exploding outward in the blink of an eye. Picture an industrial smokestack the size of a mountain, venting endlessly into the black. By every rule of science, an object spewing material at that rate should be one of the brightest spectacles in the sky, crowned with a blazing tail pushed by the solar wind and stretching millions of miles behind it. And yet, 3I Atlas has none. No tail, no luminous streak, nothing. It's like witnessing a roaring inferno with no smoke, an impossible contradiction that rips apart every cometary model we thought we understood. Physics tells us that comets behave like cosmic snowballs. Their icy skins sublimate, turning directly into vapor when heated by the sun. That's what gives them both their glowing coma and their sweeping tail. But 3I Atlas? It's only performing half the act. The gas erupts in torrents, then simply hangs there, trapped in a monstrous blood-red haze, refusing to form the brilliant finale we expect. It's like a magician setting up the trick, but never revealing the illusion. Only here, the stage is the size of a planet, and the stakes are terrifying. Astronomers admit they've never seen anything like it, and the deeper they look, the stranger it becomes. At the heart of this crimson shroud lies the nucleus, an enigma wrapped in shadows. For years, its faint glow led experts to believe it was small, just a few miles wide. But recent observations from NASA's SPHEREX telescope shattered that assumption. When the data was crunched, the numbers pointed to something far more colossal. A nucleus nearly 46 kilometers across, about 28 miles. That's not a space pebble. That's a world in miniature, a frozen titan cloaked in red mist, rewriting the very definition of what an interstellar visitor can be. By all logic, that CO2 and volatile gas should blaze like a celestial firework as 3I Atlas draws nearer to the sun. Instead, it stays eerily faint, swallowed in its own crimson fog. Too big, too red, too strange. This is no ordinary comet. Scientists now stare at an image that makes no sense at all, a growing catalog of contradictions defying every model. What they see is a paradox in motion, hyperactive in its furious outgassing, yet strangely inert when it comes to producing the tail we expect. It's rewriting cometary physics in real time, bending the very definition of what an interstellar object can be. And lurking beneath all this is an even more unsettling riddle. How does something this unstable hold itself together while bleeding so much mass into the void? But that question may be just the surface scratch on something far deeper. 3I Atlas was never the comet we were promised. Before it became a cosmic nightmare, it was heralded as a rare gift, a once-in-a-generation celestial event. Its discovery electrified astronomers because it was first spotted at an almost impossible distance, far beyond the orbit of Saturn, when it was still only a whisper in the dark. Even at the edge of the solar system, when it lingered far beyond Saturn, 3I Atlas was already glowing brighter with every passing day. Astronomers ran the numbers, traced its arc, and what they saw was exhilarating. This wanderer was on course for a close brush with the sun. Based on its rapid surge in brightness, forecasts whispered of a cosmic spectacle so dazzling it might outshine nearly every star in the night sky. Excitement erupted worldwide. It was hailed as the comet of the century, a celestial firework display in the making. But the universe had other plans. As 3I Atlas drew closer, the steady brightening began to fracture. Instead of a smooth rise, it flickered, flaring one moment, fading the next, its glowing shroud shifting shape and color like a restless phantom. To the public, it looked unpredictable, almost theatrical. But to comet experts, the erratic performance was a chilling red flag. A comet that refuses to brighten steadily often means one thing: structural weakness. It was the warning no one wanted to believe, a sign that 3I Atlas might not withstand the sun's rising heat or the crushing pull of the inner solar system. And then came the betrayal. Instead of unfurling into the grandest spectacle of the century, the comet simply shattered. What had once been a single blazing point of light fractured into several ghostly shards drifting through the dark. The world wrote it off. The great comet of the century was dead before the main act. For the public, the show was over. But for a small circle of scientists, the real story was only beginning. Because even in death, 3I Atlas refused to behave. Its fragments didn't scatter into oblivion like every model predicted. Instead, they marched forward together, a spectral caravan, each shard wrapped in its own tiny blood-tinged coma. And here's where things grow unsettling. The early images of its breakup, the bizarre procession, and the strange gas emissions were studied behind closed doors. Yet the most shocking revelations, including the massive carbon dioxide cloud, weren't shared with the public right away. There was silence, too much silence. In science, a pause for review is normal. Data must be checked, rechecked, and verified before it's shared. But the delay surrounding 3I Atlas felt different. It wasn't routine, it was suspicious. A handful of researchers began to ask the forbidden questions. What did the first readings show that kept them hidden for so long? Was the data so strange, so impossible, that it was written off as a mistake? This blackout only deepened the mystery, and when the truth finally emerged, paired with the now infamous image of the blood-red coma, it rewrote the entire story. This wasn't just a comet that shattered under pressure. It was something else entirely, an object undergoing a transformation so alien, so bizarre, that the usual labels no longer applied. The dream of a dazzling comet lighting up the heavens had been replaced by something far darker, a riddle masquerading as a celestial visitor. It had traveled light years to reach us, and along the way, it played the role of a comet flawlessly. But when it crossed the inner solar system, the mask slipped, and in that crimson shroud, its true and utterly baffling nature was revealed. Its bizarre chemistry was only the first breadcrumb. The next clue lies hidden in its origin, in the cold abyss it emerged from. Where did 3I Atlas come from? The unsettling answer is, we don't know. What we do know is that it didn't come from anywhere near here. Astronomers traced its path and discovered something extraordinary. Its orbit is hyperbolic. In other words, it isn't tethered to our sun at all. Unlike Halley's Comet, which swings back around in predictable ellipses, 3I Atlas is on a one-way plunge through our system. It dove in from the endless gulf of interstellar space, a wanderer from the void between stars, and once its chaotic performance is finished, it will vanish back into that darkness, never to return. So, what exactly did we witness? A dying comet, a masquerading object, or a messenger from far beyond? The mystery of 3I Atlas may haunt us long after it leaves our skies. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share it with a friend, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you in the next one.